Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic podcast. Joining me as always is new Michael, Kevin, Jack.
I'm here, Mike Dellon. I can see why you picked this issue because it continues the theme started last week with they went with a bunch of little creatures when they probably could have just gone with one cool villain. It would have been a lot better.
I would have appreciated any villain. I don't even know if those little
Yeah.
guys were villains. This
Well, we
was
got
something.
Sandman again. We're already talking about Sandman for a
Yes,
second time, and not the Neil Gaiman version or Adam Sandler.
they would have both been much worse. But so yeah, today we're doing Wonder Man issue 1 from 1986. This is a one shot. I have no
Yeah.
idea why they did this.
I don't know. Usually, if you're gonna make a one shot, you should make it count for something. Like, there's a reason, especially a character that doesn't have a book. Like, we're gonna give this guy a special, one shot comic because this story needs to be told. This is gonna move this character forward. But this was just complete nothing. Nothing of any
Yeah.
substance happened here.
Well, technically, he kind of this story convinces him to be a hero, but I don't know how. I don't know how.
I
Like,
don't know either.
so yeah,
Uh,
this is reason we picked this is because there's a big Netflix TV show coming. Not Netflix, I'm sorry, Disney
yeah, Disney
Plus.
Plus.
Disney Plus. Wonder Man, and we'll talk about that as well. So this was a
Ugh.
celebration to
I mean,
prepare
oh,
us for Wonder Man.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
this was
prepare us, but you mean prepare you because I will definitely not be watching
a...
it.
All right. So before we get into all this, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Now, Jank, I think the last I looked, we're back down to 438. We lost
Ooh,
one.
we're dropping.
Yeah.
People hate the Wanderers.
sometimes, sometimes when the flea army goes out, not everybody comes back.
Well,
So yeah,
we're
we
gonna have to
lost one.
start cloning them to
Yeah.
increase our numbers.
That's actually kind of good news for me. That means we're one more subscriber away from me having to read The Dark Knights. So,
Yeah, sad
or is it The
day.
Dark Knight Returns? I'm always
Dark
confused.
Knight
Is it The
Returns.
Dark
Yeah.
Knight? Dark Knight Returns, right?
Yeah.
If we get to 500 subscribers, Jank is going to make me read The Dark Knight Returns, and I would prefer not to. So, yeah, I'm cool with people dropping off. Ain't no thing. Um, but also, I have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a
Mm,
chimp detective.
almost thought you were
All
gonna
right.
forget there. I'm glad you got
Yeah, I got to keep pushing the monkey flip. Yeah,
it.
yeah. So, Wonder Man, real name Simon Williams,
Yeah.
and what a backstory this fella has.
Yeah.
Wow,
Ugh.
it's, it's pretty involved. We've actually gone over this in the past here on the show, because Mike L and I did an issue of the Avengers
Oh, with
that
the
went
Grim
into
Reaper,
like
right?
it's right, his brother, the Grim Reaper, and it went into all this stuff with the Vision and the Grim Reaper put the Vision in on trial, I believe, right? And Wonder Man is a big
Yeah.
thing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that was like year 2 of the show, maybe, or year 1. So let's refresh everybody on the Simon Williams. First appearance, issue 9 of the Avengers in 1964. He was created by Stan Lee and Don Heck. He was the son of industrialist Sanford Williams,
Oh,
not not
so
to be
he's the Sanford
confused.
and son.
Yes,
He's the son.
Wonder Man would be so awesome if Lamont was Wonder Man. Oh, I would love that. But
That'd be
yeah, he was
amazing.
the son of industrialist Sanford Williams. And when Sanford died, Simon inherited his father's munitions company, Williams Innovations, which was a direct competitor to Stark Industries. And
Uh-oh.
apparently, the Sanford Williams, he was not a good fella. He was like a
Oh no.
he was kind of like an abusive father and stuff. And Simon was the young. He had an older brother named Eric, and
When
Eric
Simon
was
was
a
little, did he like to do drawings?
like to do drawings. Yeah. So, but his brother Eric was older, and like, so his dad was abusive, So that passed down to Eric, and then Eric was even more abusive to Simon. It all went
You
downhill,
always got to,
Simon.
yeah, you always got to one up your parents. So, if they're abusive assholes, you got to be even bigger abusive asshole.
But because Eric didn't like his father, he declined his father's invitation to work at the company or whatever. So when the father died, then left the company to the younger Simon. So Eric
Hmm.
wasn't enthused, he was the older, but so he wasn't exactly happy with all that. But so when Simon, he was only like 20 or 21 when he took over the company. Naturally, he was terrible at the job because he was just a dumb kid. He didn't know what he's doing. And
Yeah,
so
this
the
isn't comic
business,
books where you can just be 14 and have a job.
so he was really bad at the job. The company started to tank. And his brother Eric came and he says, "Hey, hey, hey, Simon, don't worry, buddy. I'll help you out here. What you want to do is you want to take some of the company money and funnel it as an investments in these companies that I would know that are really great companies. And then it'll help us
Uh-huh.
catch up on our revenue. And these
It's
companies were
called
Maggio,
OnlyFans.
yeah, no, Maggio related connected businesses because this Eric was a shady fella. So he's working with the
Ooh.
mob. And so Simon did that, being the young, impressionable fellow that he was. And he got the board of directors or whatever caught him, and he was arrested for embezzlement. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So he went to jail there. But there's another fellow, you may have heard of him, Baron Heinrich Zemo. Remember that
yeah.
guy? Yeah,
And
everyone's heard
he's
of
no
that
Heinrich von Schnickelsnap, but he's
guy.
pretty good.
So he was reading about this. He was reading this drama play out in the newspapers there, and he's like, "Oh, this Simon Williams guy, I bet he hates Stark Industries. Stark
Even though it's his
Industries.
brother that really is the problem here.
Well, I
Like
guess the
maybe
news
the
the news really didn't play into the brother. They just played into the fact that Simon, he was trying to keep up with Stark Industries, and he was arrested for embezzlement.
yeah.
So Baron Zemo, this is back when who was he? The Masters of Evil, right? That was the
Yeah,
group he
that's
was
right.
with at the time. And also in that group
Hater.
was a little lady called the Enchantress.
Oh
And
yeah.
so he sent the Enchantress. He's like, "Hey, go over there to the I don't know if he was just in a holding cell or if he was already convicted or whatever. I don't know. But he's like, "Hey, go over there, Enchantress, and you work your charms." So she just charmed all the government police officials and everything, and hit the case on Simon Williams just went away. They're like, "Oh, Simon, you
Oh.
scamp. You're good. That lady's so pretty. It doesn't matter what you did. Get out of here,
We're
Simon."
looking the other way.
Yeah. So she takes him back to Baron Zemo there, and he says, "Hey, Simon Williams, you kind of owe me. So what I want to do with you is you're going to be a guinea pig now for an experiment I'm doing with ionic energy.
If
And I'm going to
it was an
bombard you with,
experiment involving Ione Sky, maybe you'd have
well,
something.
that's quite the reference. And he's like, I'm going to bombard you with ionic energy, and then we're going to turn you into a superhero called Wonder Man.
Yeah,
And
just
then what we're going
totally
to
not a
do?
ripoff of Wonder Woman.
No, no, no,
I
no.
don't know why Marvel decided on that name.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to send you over to the Avengers, and we're going to run a little scam on them. All right.
Mm,
So
yep.
we're going to like attack the Avengers playfully, but you're going to intervene as some stranger and save the day, and you're going to earn their confidence, and then they will take you into their ranks. And then once you're inside their ranks, what we're going to do is you're going to walk them into an ambush where we really beat them up, and we're going to attack them. Now, one might argue, hey, Baron Zemo, you know what might be a better plan? Is to just
Just
ambush the
attack him the
Avengers
first
with
time.
Wonder Man on your side.
Yeah.
Then they would be totally surprised about this Wonder Man guy. You could like cut out all that other stuff. But that's not what they did. And the reason he got Simon Williams to work for him is like one of the side effects of this experiment is that Simon Williams had to receive an antidote every like a couple of days or something, or uh,
Oh.
or he would die. The side effects of this process. So he
Oh,
had
that's
to go.
unfortunate.
Yeah, he had to go through with it. But I guess he went through the whole plan. He led the Avengers into the ambush, but then he came to his senses and he rebelled against Zemo. But because they defeated Zemo, he did not get his antidote and he died. But he didn't really. He went into a coma. Like
Oh, okay. He was
yeah.
never really dead. Okay.
Yeah, theoretically he was in it because his body was like one of the things of this basically his body is all energy in a way. Like
Mm-hmm.
so he went into this like coma. They put him in a big tube and they kept his body in like a in the Avengers mansion in like a big tube.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of laying the groundwork for the Phoenix later on, I feel like. Jean Grey wasn't really dead. She was just in a cocoon in the bottom of the ocean.
I like that they kept him in a tube like on display in the Avengers mansion. People would come over, hey, you want to see that dead guy we got in the basement? Yeah, let's go down
I hope he
there.
was naked too. They're just like, go out, want to see this dead guy's junk?
No, he was in that dopey costume.
Oh no.
Wonder Man's had some
What's
terrible
more
costumes.
embarrassing than being naked?
I think even though he's had all these terrible costumes, I think the first one was probably the best because
Yeah, it's
it
better than
was so
this. At least
yes,
this isn't even a costume. It's just
yes,
terrible wardrobe.
yes, and yeah, just awful. So, but the first costume was like green, and he had red goggles, and it was weird,
Yeah,
but
it's Christmassy looking.
yeah. So anyway, he's in this coma, and while he was in the coma, this was the time when Ultron made the Vision, and
Yeah.
uh, and they needed something to like build the Vision's cybernetic brain. So they needed like some sort of thing to program the brain. So they said, I think it was Ultron. He's like, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to steal that Simon. He's right here anyway. His body's just here in a tube at Avengers Mansion. We're going to use his brain to like structure the Vision's brain. So we will use Simon Williams's memories and his behaviors and everything, and we'll plug them into the cybernetic brain of the Vision. So basically, the Vision is in essence Simon Williams,
hmm
even though Simon Williams'
True.
body is still in a tube in a coma. Right?
Was there anything else mixed in there? I feel like there was something else, but maybe not.
Uh, yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was just
Like
Simon
otherwise,
Williams.
then he would just be exactly Simon Williams. And I feel like I don't know.
Well, he's Robot. He's a robot, Simon Williams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't he also like his got like the original Human Torch, like the robot Human Torch is something involved in him too?
Yes,
In
that
the
was
makeup?
the body, right? Wasn't that the
Yeah.
body?
So maybe there's some of that left
So
over. Because otherwise, I
yeah,
feel like him
yeah, 'cause it's
and,
not.
the Vision would be like saying the same thing at the same time all the time. They just be like clones.
Yeah, but it's not like when he spoke his vision, he sounded like. I mean, he kind of sounded like a robot when he talked his vision,
Yeah.
right? He like kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the vision's running around with his brain, basically.
Yep.
So then Eric, his brother, and he's the Grim Reaper. And for those who don't remember the Grim Reaper, he's pretty cool. A black outfit with cape. He's got like a skull and crossbones on his chest and a big scythe or
Yeah.
what a spinning
Big scythe hand.
reaper. Yeah, like
Yeah.
his one hand. Yeah. So anyway, he somehow revives Simon. Now this happens a couple times. Okay, so the first time he revives him, and he no, he doesn't revive him. He steals the body. That's what he does. Yes, 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 yes. He goes into the Avengers Mansion. He steals the body, and he's trying to cut a deal with the Vision or something. He's like, "Hey, Vision, you already have my brother's brain. Why don't you take his human body? Then you could actually be a real boy. Hey, Pinocchio, you could be a real boy. You could have a real body." And but then Vision's like going along with the scheme, I guess, to see what's going to happen. And then Eric says, "Oh, actually, I can't do that because my brother is dead in a coma and I really can't revive him. How about we do it? We'll take Captain America's body instead." And that didn't work out. And Vision, whatever, woke up and smacked him around or whatever. I don't know. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then Grim Reaper still absconded with his brother's body in the tube. So he still had his brother's body. So what he did is he went down to New Orleans and he found a fellow named the Black Talon, I believe, and he's really into
hmm
voodoo.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's into the voodoo, and
Dresses like
he's
a big chicken.
that's right. Yep. And he's hey, hey, Black Talon, let's revive my brother with some of that voodoo. And that's exactly what they did. Use the voodoo to bring
Yeah.
Simon Williams. But
Which wouldn't really work if he's not dead. Yeah.
yeah, and they revived him, but he's kind of like a zombie. He really wasn't like him fully himself because he was voodoo magic or whatever.
Hmm.
And then Eric Williams, being the loving brother that he is, he says, "You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to pack my brother up into a big crate, and I'm going to mail him to the Avengers Mansion. And then when they open up the box, he'll bust out and beat him up." That was his plan. So he told. So he somehow programmed his zombie brother, and he mailed him back to the Avengers. They open up the big crate. There's Wonder Man in there. But then the Avengers just like, mop the floor with Wonder Man. It's not a big deal. It's Wonder Man. Who cares?
Yeah.
So they just beat him up. And but then he revives, and I don't know. There's the whole thing again. Eventually, you get to the point where Wonder Man is back to being himself, and I think then they had the big trial, the thing with the Grim Reaper had the trial at the Avengers Mansion with the two of them. That issue we did in year 2 of the show.
Mhm.
And then there's also the Vision and Scarlet Witch limited series, which featured Wonder Man and Vision again and Black Talon and everybody and Grim Reaper. And so that was a thing.
Hmm.
But you eventually get to the point where Wonder Man's an Avenger and he
Yeah.
he was pals with the Beast. They hang out together a lot.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't in this issue. I was kind of hoping when you mentioned Wonder Man, I'm like, oh, Beast got to be in there, right? Nope.
Uh, that would have been way too interesting to do something like that.
Yep.
And
They
then
might have
he
sold
he,
a couple copies.
he became one of the founders of the West Coast Avengers. Like he was one of the main people there when that started. And then later on, remember when the Vision got blown up or whatever, disassembled, and then they put him back
Yeah.
together as like the White Avenger, the all white Avenger. And Scarlet Witch said, "Hey, Simon Williams, you know what? I really like to, I'm married to this robot, and he used to have your brains, so
Yeah.
I would
Can you have
really
them back
appreciate it.
again?
Yeah, can we have your brain waves back again to program my husband?" And he said, "Nope." They
Yeah. What a dick. And then I think he basically was just like, "Hey, I'm the real thing. How about you date
yeah,
me instead?"
yeah. He's like, "Hey, I got everything you need right here, lady." And she's like, "No, thank you. I'm married to a robot." And yeah, so the new Vision, then that White Vision, he like didn't have Son Williams's brain. So then he goes, and then that Vision thought, "Hey, I'm a robot. Why am I married to a lady? I'm out of here." And he divorced Scarlet Witch, right? He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go have a thing with the coffee machine. I'm done with you, Scarlet Witch." So yeah, so that obviously made her very mad at the Wonder Man.
Yep.
And how did that all end? Do you remember any more about Wonder Man?
Um, I don't remember really much about him again until the whole like during the Bendis era of the Avengers. I remember he showed up again and was super annoying because he was like a pacifist at first, and he's like, I'm not gonna fight," and then he was just like, "Oh, the Avengers cause more problems than they ever solve, so I'm gonna be like a villain to them now." Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here? Screw you, Wonder
That's a
Man.
good argument to make. The Avengers cause more problems. Okay.
Yeah.
We have hundreds of issues to the contrary right here. Read them. But yeah, so Wonder Man, that was kind of his gimmick because he was always like inferior. He never felt like a true hero because he never wanted to be a hero. He was kind of like forced into all this.
Yeah. He
And
tried to become an actor.
yes, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like he always wanted to be an actor, but he
Yeah.
decided when he didn't want to be an Avenger and he wanted to like make his own way in the world or something. So he's like, what can I do? And he's like, oh, well, I was always pretending to be a hero. Maybe I can pretend in real life and become an actor. That was the thought process
Yeah.
there.
I always thought it was a bigger deal, but now it seems like he, yeah, like you said, wasn't really interested in acting that much,
Yeah.
and then really didn't become much of a success. So,
Yeah, I always assumed it was like a childhood thing that he wanted to do.
yeah.
But no, he
Nope.
just wanted to keep pretending. So
He just needed a job.
he did get a gig as like a strongman on a kids TV show or something. He played like a circus guy or something. I don't know. But that was like the best role he ever had. And then so he flunked out of the acting there. But then he went back into it and he became a stunt man. And
Mm.
because yeah, his powers as Wonder Man, his body, I guess he event like he was like pure energy at one point, but then I
Yes.
think, but I think his body like morphed into like a human body that's just fueled by ionic energy. I don't know if that happened like after the first
Uh,
coma or if it happened because I think in this issue, don't they make a
he
thing
says
like he's
he's
pure energy here, right?
yeah, they mentioned it a couple times. He's gonna live
Um,
forever because he's pure energy, but he's still like
uh,
scared of dying. Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, this,
please don't hurt me.
yeah, because his power is already so strong and like super endurable, like endurance and everything. Like I think in that old Marvel game where they had like people's strengths, he was right up there at the very top. Like
Sure.
it's Hulk, and then like bang, like a Wonder Man was right under him or whatever. So
Him
yeah,
and the Aquarian.
yeah, but he's still so scared to be a hero because that's what you want when you want to make a book about a hero who's scared to be a hero.
Yep.
And so in this era, well, we'll talk about his costume here. But yeah, so this book, this is at a period where he kind of left the Avengers to try and make it again in acting, and but he
Yeah, it's
couldn't
not going
make it
great.
work in acting, so he has to take another
Nope.
job being a I don't know. Well, we'll get into it. So anything else about Wonder Man that you'd like to mention? Or the TV show. Let's talk about the TV show. January 27th is when it's going to be on Disney Plus, not Netflix.
I've
And
heard literally nothing about this. I think
well,
they're trying to just shit it out and hope people don't notice.
interesting you bring that up because just today, they were recording this, they released the official trailer for Wonder Man. And I watched the trailer's pretty good. It makes it look like it could be pretty good, but it's a comedy, all right, in theory, and
Oh
it's
boy.
I guess the showrunner is a fella who used to write. He did an episode of 30 Rock. He did some. He wrote some
One episode.
episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, he did one, but he won an Emmy for like the episode he worked on or something. I don't know. And then he wrote some episodes of Community and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So he's like a guy. And the star of the show is a fella named Yahya Abdul Mateen, which I have no idea who this guy is. But get a load of this. He was the Black Manta in the Aquaman movies. Okay,
Oh, didn't see
and,
those.
and he was Doctor Manhattan in the Watchmen TV show. And now he's Wonder Man. Is he the first person to be like three heroes? Like like we
Uh,
like we've had Chris Evans and the guy who was who's Thanos, that guy. He was Cable as
yeah.
well.
I mean,
Uh,
Chris Evans, if you count Scott Pilgrim, he was also in there.
that does not count.
It's a comic
That
based off a comic book.
that doesn't count. And then what's his face was Deadpool and Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
Um, but this might be the first guy to be three. And
Hmm.
so the premise of the TV show, obviously they can't do the Wonder Man story because that, it's tied into Zemo and the Avengers and can't do that.
They don't have any Avengers right now.
So, uh, and now he's a black fella because Simon Williams is a white fella. And, but he's like an actor who, like, he's a legit guy who wants to be an actor. And I guess in the show, they want to do a remake of a Wonder Man movie that originally was based on the Simon Williams comic book guy. Okay, from what I'm gathering. And so it's some Hollywood director. They even mentioned superhero fatigue in the trailer. That they're trying to fight back against superhero fatigue and make a good comic book movie again. And so he's going out for the part to play Wonder Man. And that Trevor Slattery fella, Ben
Oh,
Kingsley from the
yeah.
Iron Man show, because again, he was an actor who was hired to play a terrorist. And so his career obviously didn't really rebound well from playing a terrorist.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But he also, it's pretty cool in the preview because Kingsley, he's this aging Hollywood guy. And right away I'm thinking, oh, Kingsley would be good for the Silver Blade movie. Maybe you could cast Trevor Slattery
Yeah.
in the Silver Blade movie. That'd be pretty cool. But so he's there also, and he's trying to get in a role in this film, and he kind of takes young Simon Williams under his wing, I guess, and he's trying to help. The two of them are trying to get parts in this movie, and but along the way, this Simon Williams somehow develops superpowers. I don't know. So I think
Yeah.
it's going to be another one of them shows where you keep waiting for the guy to become a hero and he doesn't become one until the very end of the show. That seems to be like what it is.
That's the Disney way.
The Disney way. You can't see. Well, normally you get mad because you don't see him in the costume, but you don't want to see anyone in Wonder Man's costume. So it's really not a.
Yeah,
So,
but he should at least have the powers, but no, I'm sure that won't happen.
so I don't know. It looks like an interesting take on it. I mean, again, yeah, their hands are a little tied here with what they could do because of the origins. But so they kind of reinvented it to. The trailer looks good. Like it looks like a decent show. Like the acting's good and everything. But we'll see how the actual show is. But I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, I will not. I'm
You
good.
know what? You know what it is? It'll definitely be better than this issue, I think. So
Well, maybe something will happen in all of the episodes, but by the end of the 8 episodes or whatever, maybe something will happen.
this is a double-sized issue, like it's the one shot, but we're going to plow through this pretty quick. All right.
Yeah, because there wasn't a whole lot of merit here.
And maybe someone slept through their alarm and their pre-show nap, and now they're keeping Jank doing this longer than he should be. So we're going to go through this pretty quick. But so all right, why don't you describe hey, the cover, Bill Sienkiewicz?
Yeah, it's quite the cover. I could see this fooling people into buying the
Yeah,
book. The cover is so good. We got the little corner box there, and you got just Wonder Man posing with his hands on his hips, and his dopey 80s costume, which is basically just a turtleneck
blue
and a
turtleneck.
yeah,
Yeah,
blue turtleneck and a red like overcoat and like black pants and red boots, and he wears like sunglasses all the time
yeah,
because he's
like
too
red
lazy to like
sunglasses.
unred his eyes. I guess
Yeah,
it
when
would
you
look
say
weird.
overcoat, it's like a short overcoat cinched in the middle with the belt. And so the
Yep.
like it's looks like a little skirt almost he's wearing instead of
Yes.
because he's got
And it
like
has a
black
W on it,
leggings.
at least in the Sienkiewicz version.
He's got like the black leggings.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a terrible costume. And this is I think in the book though, the pants are blue, right? I think in the actual
Yeah,
story.
could be. Yeah.
But yeah, so and on the cover the turtleneck is like a black and yeah, you mentioned he's got the white W's on the chest of so the heroes always have to have a letter. Oh, it's also in the pocket
Yep.
of the coat. But anyway, yeah, so that's his outfit. But what's he doing on this cover, Jake?
Well, we get he is fighting off a bunch of little like gladiators from another dimension. He is kind of holding up a big piece of steel and kind of, I guess, using that as a weapon, this big piece of machinery. And a bunch of these little guys are grabbing him, shooting him. They got like electric billy clubs or something going on. Some of them are just grabbing onto his arms. And yeah, he's just kind of trying to fend these things off.
Yeah, they just look like little babies
Yeah.
attacking him. It's like a
Yeah.
bunch of babies dressed up like having a toga
Some of them are
party.
pink and some of them are blue. I think
Yes.
those colors are different in the actual issue, but whatever. Sienkiewicz can do what he wants.
Yeah, Sienkiewicz is the best. So the cover's cool, but
Yeah.
right away that you can tell what is going on. This story might stink.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Even
right,
that cool art really can't make this story sing.
we open it up, and David Michelinie is the writer here, and we know David Michelinie from what
Sure. Iron
Spider-Man.
Man and
Yeah,
Spider-Man. Yep.
yeah, he's done a ton of stuff. He's talked about him millions of times here on the show, and because
Hmm.
you know why? I know because that's how I learned how to say it. His last name is Michelinie. I had no idea
That's
how to
right.
pronounce
You had to look that up.
it,
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
the artist is Kerry Gamble, and I'm actually a big Kerry Gamble guy, and I think the art is perfectly fine in this book. The art's nice. I like the art.
Yeah, it was
It's
fine.
the
I didn't have any problem with it.
I'm a big Terry Gamble guy. I didn't know that until I started doing this show. And I remember the first one was that Raiders of the Lost Ark issue I really, or Indiana Jones, whatever that was. It wasn't Raiders of the
Hmm.
Lost Ark. It was just Indiana Jones, The Adventures of Indiana Jones. And that was great. And we had him a couple other times, and he's always very good. But even he cannot save Wonder Man.
Yeah. I thought this art was fine. It's nothing standout to me, but it was good enough.
So the big splash page, we had Simon Williams, and he's in his little red coat, and
Hmm.
he's staring at
Smoking
the
a pipe.
camera. Yeah, he's smoking a pipe, and he's looking at the camera, and he's reading his lines. As you can tell, it's kind of like a soap opera setup here because we got a foxy blonde in the background begging him
Yeah.
to.
I
She's
think
saying,
it sounds like this. Isn't this like the same soap opera that Mary Jane is on?
oh, maybe that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
She's
I
not in the
can't remember
scene
the
though.
name of it, but yeah. So the blonde's like, "But darling, I'm going to have your baby. You can't leave me now." And he's like, "Sorry, my dear, but I'm off to hunt rhino in Kenya, and I can't go dragging helpless female around in a rugrat through the bush behind me. Why, it wouldn't be manly." And then off screen, the director yells, "Cut!" And there's an editor's note here in the bottom. This story takes place before Marvel 2 and 186 and West Coast Avengers Volume 1. I always like when they
Oh,
have to put a note in to tell you when the story took place.
yeah.
Because that
Me too.
that because like that tells you right away that no one wanted this story and like is out of continuity and like everyone's lives were fine without this story, but we have to go
Yep.
back and like do this for some reason.
David Michelini was insisting on it for some reason.
And so that and the whole time I'm looking at this splash page, I'm like, doesn't anyone notice that his eyes are glowing red? Isn't that isn't it
Yeah,
the
the director's
aren't
not
red?
happy about that. He's like, tone that down. It's just like
Yeah,
Santa and the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special. Like, stop that.
your eyes are glowing red. So he closes his eyes and because I guess he has to really concentrate because that's the ionic energy coming out of his eyeballs. So he
Yeah.
has to really calm that down. And the director says, "Hey, you know what? Don't call us. We'll call you." All right. And so he leaves, and he gets back in the dressing room. He's so mad. Oh, darn it! And
Yeah,
he
Secret Hospital is the name of the show, which I'm pretty sure
oh,
was the same one that Mary Jane was on. I was like, that
because
sounds familiar.
when you're sick, what you want to do is go to one of them secret hospitals. It's
It's where the night nurse works.
yes. But just make sure you don't get that one doctor. Doctor
Yeah.
is terrible. So he hits his makeup table or whatever, and he blows a hole through the wall. And there's the foxy blonde in her dressing room. She's just in her underpants and is covering up. She's like, "Hey, Simon Williams, you creep, you know? Nice going,
Hmm.
Williams. Once you get your freaky eyes under control, you might try working on your temper." Wow, she is a piece of work, this lady. And
I like the cut of her jib.
so Simon Williams goes out and he hails a cab, but he's so broke he doesn't even know if he can pay for a cab. And
Yeah.
because yeah,
He's like,
he's
I am
taking
entitled to a reserve Avenger salary,
yeah
but I'm too like embarrassed to take it.
yeah. Why? You're an Avenger. You earn that money.
Yeah.
Take it. And those turtlenecks aren't just going to buy themselves. You have to, you know. And he gets in the cab and he goes, the cab, he's like, hey, Mac, things are tough all over. And he's like, yeah, tell me about it. Days like this, I almost wish I'd stayed dead. And the cabbie says, wish he'd stayed. Nah, none of my business.
Yeah, I'm not
Uh,
getting involved.
so then we get a little backstory. Simon Williams rehashing the history that we talked about already, and
Yep.
just to catch everybody up. But the way they do exposition here is so wonderful. No, it's terrible. This is awful. This is Simon
This
Williams
is how
sitting.
they always did it in
It's
comics. I don't
terrible.
know how you're
It is
so.
awful. It's the character
I don't know.
exposition is character to character, not character to the audience. And he's just sitting in the back of a
Uh,
cab thinking to himself, let me reflect on my history. And he's going into detail about all his history for no apparent reason.
It reminds me
Terrible.
of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, where there's a part like I think it starts out with them at a concert, and it's just like, hold on, Dewey Cox has to think about his entire life story before every
Yes,
show.
because they're making fun of the terrible way you do exposition, which is exactly what David Michelini does here. And then eventually he snaps out of his memories about himself because something drastic is happening, and he snaps around out the window. Oh, it's a traffic jam. Oh no! Jam. So I thought there's a
Yeah,
super
so
villain
he pulls
attacking New York City.
a Heroes for Hire or Dial H for Heroes,
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
picks up the taxi.
that is a big difference between Heroes for Hire and Dow H for Hero. That is a
Yeah,
big difference. So yeah.
that is true. Yep. So he picks up the taxi, gets around the traffic, and then puts it back down. And is like, "All right, you can drive me the rest of the way." don't know why he doesn't just
Uh,
run or fly. I think he can fly.
so he wants to go. Yeah, he's got this little. Yeah, what? Yes, he's got the little jetpacks on his belt, right? And he can fly around them.
Yeah.
So why was he paying for a cab anyway, the dummy? But anyway, he goes to Avengers Mansion because he wants to get a workout in or something. So he goes
Yeah.
to Avengers Mansion and then he puts his little card in the card reader at the door there. But Ant-Man's in there, and Ant-Man's like, "Hey, watch what you're doing there, buddy," because he's like reprogramming the door or something. And but this
Hmm.
is Scott Lang Ant-Man,
Yeah.
but
Although
he's
he's pulling the
pretending.
old
Yeah,
double identity thing where he's like, "Oh, my buddy Scott Lang is here."
yeah.
I was like,
So
"Oh."
why is he pretending to be Hank Pym, and how come no one can tell? It's I know he's wearing the mask and all, but it's like you should still be able to tell from his voice and his just general body size and, and movements and behavior
I
and
don't
everything.
know. Well, I don't know if he's like, pretending to be Hank Pym or if he's just pretending to be the new Ant-Man, but doesn't want anyone to know who the new Ant-Man is, or at least Wonder
Okay.
Man.
Okay, that would make more sense if like so he knows it's not Hank Pym,
Yeah.
but if he, yeah, why wouldn't he want them to
Maybe he
know?
doesn't trust him with his identity, which I mean is fair. You don't want part-timers knowing your identity.
So the other Avengers know that he's Scott Lang Ant-Man? I don't know. I don't know my Ant-Man
I would
history
think
that really
so.
that well.
Yeah. I don't know I mean, so obviously Iron Man kept his identity secret from the Avengers for a long time,
Yeah,
so I don't
that
know.
was true. Yeah, Iron Man. How come we're always hanging out at like Stark stuff and doing all these Stark mansion and everything we hang out at and everything? No, I don't know. I don't know,
He's
but
just a good guy. I like
yeah.
that dude.
So yeah, so he doesn't let in on the fact that he's Ant-Man. So he flies back in the mansion's upstairs window on one of his ants, and he puts on his little working outfit. Because Scott Lang is like a security guy, right? Like he does
Yeah.
security things. So he is he an ex-con at this point, Scott Lang, or is that later?
Yes. Yeah, I believe this is
So
I think that's why he knows about security stuff, because he's,
that's right.
used had to break into
So
so
yeah,
many of them.
so two ex-cons crossing paths here at Avengers Mansion, him and
Yeah.
Simon Williams, and so yeah, he lets Simon in the Avengers Mansion as Scott Lang, and again we get some more great exposition from Scott Lang. He's remembering all his past as well, and then we get Wonderman. He goes, they have their own little danger room, I guess, in Avengers Mansion, and
Yeah, yeah, apparently. Everyone's got
he's
a danger room.
he's working out, and there's a big robot about to like punch him, and Scott Lang
There's a thing just
stops it.
throwing frisbees at him.
And Scott Lang stops the simulation just as the big robot's about to like punch down on Simon Williams. And he says, hey, Simon Williams, I got a buddy. He works at a Cordco. I think that's the name, right? Cordco.
Yep.
And he's like, they're looking for guys. If you'd like to find a job, you know, because did Simon, does he even know Simon's looking for a job? I guess he probably told him how things are rough in the acting world or something. I don't know. But he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
here's a job there. Here's a business card for you. Go tell them that I sent you over there. And but it's like a tech place where they need someone. What is the what's the actual quality
Uh,
control or something or what is it that he's doing? Um,
let's see.
Position being open for someone with rather unique abilities,
Unique
sort of like
abilities,
ours.
yeah.
All right, yeah. So we'll find out what it is here in a couple pages. So he gives him the card. Then he walks out, and Simon Williams says, "Hey,
Wonder
thanks,
Man's
buddy."
still just being like he's trying to play it all cool. Like, oh, I have a number of irons in the fire, but maybe I'll check it out. Oh, geez.
And Scott Lang turns the simulation back on, and that robot just hammers Wonder Man, cracks him right on the head, and kills him. And the book's dead. It's over. No,
Yeah.
that's not. We still got a ways to go in this book.
Yeah. Oh boy. Nothing of substance has really happened yet, but I don't know why they even needed to get that workout scene in, like just to have some action in this book. It's otherwise it was
Yeah.
completely unnecessary.
So he goes to Cordco, and he walks into the security there, and he says, "I have an appointment or whatever." And there's a dog there called Belker. It's very important. Remember that he meets a dog named Belker because it comes back later. And I was like, "Who the blue hell is Belker?" And he said, "We got to go." A dog. So
Yep.
he goes and meets. There's a fella here, the main
Mr.
guy,
Oakley.
Mr. Oakley, and he's showing him around the campus of Cordco. And he's like, "That's right, Simon. Tony Stark set us up as the ultimate research and experimentation facility." So he's like, "Our purpose is to take the most unusual, off-the-wall ideas, ones that no other company would consider, and explore them thoroughly with no limits on funds or imagination." Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It must be nice.
For
Although apparently
example,
they mentioned Tony Stark has lost like Stark International at this point, so how
yeah,
is
he
he
loses
funding
that
this?
company like every two
Yeah.
weeks. I
But
don't know.
how do they have unlimited funds if he's
Just a lot of embezzlement, like they're doing the Simon Williams way. They're just embezzling things from,
That's why he's here. He's just there to take the fall for the embezzling that's
or
going on.
running a government scam like those scams up in Minnesota, where we just charge the government for things and then don't do them. So, so
It's good
there's a
business.
Dr. Wheatley. He's working on a
Yeah.
device to observe other dimensions. Oh, well, first of all, the fact that you've proven other dimensions exist is kind of a big thing. You might want to tell the media about that.
Well, I mean, you're
Um,
in this Marvel universe. Everyone's been to different universes by now.
so this Dr. Wheatley's monitoring them for some reason. I don't know. Um,
Yeah. He's
but
like, oh, they got like bubblegum flavored toothpaste over on this one. Let's go get that shit.
and so this Oakley fellow, he says, with such unprecedented experiments going on, we're bound to run into unexpected, potentially dangerous situations. And for that, we need a top flight AU #1 troubleshooter. That's the job I'm offering you, Simon. You think on LinkedIn on the ad, it's like we're looking for a top flight A #1 troubleshooter. Send your resumes. And
Yeah.
he says, "All right, Mr. Wrigley, let's do that." So then this Wheatley fella, he's he has to go get a physical exam or something before they hire him. And then this Wheatley guy on his machine, it's acting up, it's going screwy, and it's causing a bunch of
Well, he
troubles.
was like when Mr. Oakley was like, "Hey, what's going on, Mr. Wheatley? Like, how's your research going?" He's like, "Oh, nothing really new yet." And he's like, "Ah, fuck! Now the boss knows I'm just wasting time in here, and I got to try to look busy and try to make my research look important." So he like
Yeah, yeah.
cranks it up to 11.
His computer screen is nothing but porn tabs. And he's like, "Oh man, I gotta shut this down." Oh, this is pre-internet though.
Yeah,
Wait, this is
yeah.
'86. Yeah, and
He's just playing Oregon Trail.
so they take Wonder Man in for his physical there, and he's like, Oakley's like, "So far so good. You still got to be approved though by the director you'll be working for." And he takes him in to meet the director, and it's a lady named Dulcie Kimball. And they put her name in like bold letters. It's like, is this someone we know? Like, is she ever mentioned again in Marvel history? I'm
Yeah, I don't know. I
Dulcie
mean, doesn't seem
Kimball.
like we're gonna be seeing her in Wonder Man anytime soon. So.
No. And so she's telling Wonder Man about the job and everything. And but then that Dr. Wheatley, his machine went screwy and it opened up a portal to another dimension, and all those little baby
Uh-oh.
guys on the cover come running in. And yeah, they're like in the book, they're like all orange, but some of them are wearing
Hmm.
green armor and some are wearing blue armor.
Yep.
And they're having a war amongst themselves. And they just start pouring out of the machine, causing all sorts of chaos. So they send Wonder Man down there to try and fight the little guys. And again, we see Wonder Man, even though he's all invulnerable, and he's still terrified of fighting these little guys.
Yeah.
He's like, I
You're
don't know if I
super
can do
strong. But
this.
you like, oh, there's a bunch of little guys. What am I gonna do?
And the little guys are doing some stuff. They like melt the ground beneath him, so he gets caught into like cement, but he breaks out of the cement. And then he rips open like a metal pipe, and he tries
Yeah.
to
And Dulcie
s-
Kimball kind of has to keep telling him what to do,
yes, because he's
except
such
for
a
the
dummy.
pipe thing, where he's like, oh, okay, I got this one. But then he opens up this pipe and then closes it back around him, but it's still open at both ends. So I don't know what he thought that
Yeah,
was gonna do.
well, he kind of buried it into a wall, I guess.
Yeah.
So the ends are kind of covered in the wall, but they just burn right through the metal tube, and it's not a problem because they all got these little all the lances and guns
Like
and stuff that
yeah, like
apparently
heat up
can.
swords or something like that.
So then this Dulcie Kimball and the fireman on the scene start spraying them with like fire extinguishers and hoses, and that's like confusing the little guys. And
Yeah, she's doing a better job than Simon Williams, to be honest.
yes, really, we need a Dulcie Kimball comic book because she's a woman of action and she will do whatever it takes. This Simon Williams is a dope. And
Yep.
And then, this is the part where Belker the dog gets trapped, and Simon Williams, and I was like, "Who the hell's Belker?" And he has to go pick up Belker and save Belker. And Dulcie's telling him to do other things. She's like, "Hey, go shut off the machine, That'll
Yeah.
that'll stop everything." So he goes in and he's just going to smash the machine like Hulk smash. And he's like, "No, no, wait a minute. I got a brain. I can figure this out. If it's a machine, it's got to be powered. I'll just unplug it." And so he unplugs it, and
Yep. Works like a
all
charm.
and
Everything
all the little
disappears.
guys disappear. Yep. And Belker the dog's a big fan of Wonder Man because he saved him. And Dulcie still isn't too impressed with Wonder Man, it seems.
Yeah.
Like
Like I had to micromanage all of your activities.
So then the security guy whose dog he's got Belker, it's his dog, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go for a drink?" And he takes Simon Williams to thank him for saving his dog. They go to the pub there, and the security guard gets a Heineken, and Simon Williams gets a Coke.
It
Uh,
should have been like a Shirley Temple just to really make him look even lamer.
so while they're talking, and Simon Williams was like, "Oh, I guess this troubleshooting job just isn't what I thought it would be. I didn't realize I'd be laying my life on the line." I mean, the only thing I did enjoy about being an Avenger was the idea that the only thing I didn't enjoy being an Avenger was the idea that I might actually get killed. And the other guy's like, "Hey, why don't you give your balls a tug?
Yeah.
You're
You're invulnerable. What are you worried about?
you have the courage to wear that dopey outfit around every day of your life. You should have the courage to save the world once in a while." So what does that guy tell him to do? He's like, "I don't know." He's like, Simon, it's true what they say. Everybody dies sometime. Maybe you should just accept that and get on with your life." And Simon says,
Yeah.
"Yeah, maybe."
He's like,
They
maybe it's
think,
not that easy the second time around.
I think it would be even easier the second time around.
Yeah.
You've already done it once.
You know that nothing happened to you, so
Oh, well, there was the thing where he's revived with voodoo and everything, so maybe he doesn't want to dabble into voodoo again. But so some tough guy comes up and says, "Hey, Wonderman, I seen you on the news. I bet I'm stronger than you." And he crushes
I
that
hate
Coke
your
can.
turtleneck.
And Wonderman just rips out a stool and crushes it with his hand. And the guy's like, "Oh," he's all scared.
Yeah.
And
The security
he's
guard's like, sorry about the damage, friend. Just bill it to Cordco. So
uh,
Wonder Man's already like breaking shit in other people's restaurants and then
yeah,
getting in charge of the company. So I would
yeah,
fire him right
I
there.
love it. And by the way, if you're around the house and you break something, just send the bill to Cordco, and
Yeah.
they'll take care of it. Just tell them Wonder Man stopped by, and they'll take care of
That Brady Bunch episode where the lamp got broke,
it.
bill it to
Cordco.
Cordco.
So now we go back to Cordco, and that Wheatley guy, he sneaks back in and he wants to continue his experiments because he realizes, hey, if I just reverse the polarity on that machine, I could like send people to another dimension, and that would be really cool. I don't know. This
Yeah.
guy, this guy's got
Better than
problems.
watching.
So, so he plugs in the machine again, and it starts working. And Oakley and everyone else in the company notices that there's a big drain on power, and so Oakley goes in there and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing, Wheatley?" And then Oakley gets sucked into another dimension,
Yep.
and Wheatley's like, "I did it,
Wheatley's
I
like,
did
oh,
it."
this is great. I just sent my
Yeah.
boss to another dimension. Oh, fuck. I'm definitely fired.
I don't know. This is Cordco. They gotta rethink their hiring processes
Yeah.
because they got Wheatley and Simon Williams working for them. So it's his second day on the job, and Williams has another emergency. And again, he's scared.
Caused by the same guy.
But thankfully, Dulcie Kimball's there to grab him, force him to be a man. And,
Yep.
and she's like, "Go in here." And she's like, we're going to go into this other dimension. Here, suit up." And she puts on this backpack and a breathing thing and like a gun. And she's like, "Hey, you probably won't need any of this because you're invulnerable. But here, wear
Yeah.
it anyway." And we're going to go in there and we're going to rescue Oakley in this dimension. Who knows what we'll encounter? We're going to have to be very courageous to do this, Simon Williams. Are you ready? And he's like, "Yeah." "Oh, wait, I'm getting a call. Wait, I gotta go." He's got a beeper, and it's the Avengers. They're
Like he's on one of
calling
those
him.
dates and he's like, oh, my friend
Yeah.
needs me. I have
I,
to go.
oh yeah, I left the oven on. I gotta go.
Yep.
And so he calls the number. He's like, "What? Immediately? Wait, the whole world? Oh my God, I gotta go." And he hangs up. And she's like, "Hey, but what about Mr. Oakley? We got to save Mr. Oakley." He's like, "Yeah, sorry, I can't. I gotta go." And he just leaves. It's like, all right, I guess that's what you want. Uh, so Dulcie Kimball just goes in that dimensional thing. But she really, do you think this whole thing was just to get a Dulcie Kimball book going? Because she really is the hero the world
Maybe.
needs. Uh, she goes into this dimension all by herself, and then she tells everybody else, "Hey, if I'm not back in 30 minutes, blow up everything, blow up the machine, because we got to make
Yeah.
sure." Like, you don't have to do Dulcie. You could
She
give it
gave
like an
her balls
hour.
a tug.
Yeah, you might want to give it an hour, hour and a half. Like, there's no real rush. Nothing else bad is happening here. You keep that door open until you guys get back. It's no big deal. Um, but it's not like it keeps sucking things into that dimension. But now Wonder Man, he uses the little jets on his belt, which he could have used instead of the cab earlier in the book, and now he's flying back to where he's where was he called to, Jank? What's going on that they need Wonder Man?
There's a research facility that the Avengers are at, and they're like, yeah, so William Baker, the Sandman, was here because the radiation that turned him into Sandman also gave him cancer, turns out.
Yeah, and he'll always be
Um,
Flint Marco to me. I don't like this William Baker
yeah.
nonsense. Flint Marco.
Yeah. So he's like, this research center said they could cure him by giving him like a concentrated dose of, even more radiation.
Yeah.
That'll do it. And so he eventually got started going crazy and like locked everybody out of the lab and is just trying to take more control rods out to get more radiation going. And he's going to keep going until this thing Chernobyls and destroys all of New York City.
And what does Simon Williams say when they ask if he's seen any radiation? What does he say?
I don't see any radiation.
There it is. That's an old in joke with me and Jenny.
That's
Famous quote
right.
from an episode of Lassie where Timmy says, "I haven't seen any radiation." So yeah, all right, anyway. So they got to send Simon Williams because they say we can't even send in the Vision, he's a robot. Oh, remember Vision? He's got your brain. Remember that guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can't even send him in because his body will be melted probably. So the one thing. So apparently that dopey overcoat and his leggings are made from pure energy as well
That's right.
because they don't melt off his body
Unstable
or those dopey
molecules, maybe.
goggles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes in and there's just Sandman in there in his underpants, and he's like right in
Yep.
the middle of the core of this reactor or whatever,
Just
and
bathing it in.
he's ripping out these control rods and everything. And he's like, "Oh, the Sandman." So they have a fight, and Sandman's punching him, and Wonder Man's punching Sandman, but he's not doing anything because he's made of sand. and and he's beating up Sand or Wonder Man, and Wonder Man finds a fire hose, because that always works. And but the radiation has fused the fire hose shut, so the water can't get through. And
Uh-oh.
so then he rips up a piece of the flooring and uses some of the water from the well, what's that
The
called? The
reactor
reactor
pool,
pool.
I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just scooping it up and flinging it at him. But Sandman's like, I can just turn my body into sandstone. Super hard sandstone. That won't bother me.
Yeah. So then when he goes, "But if you're sandstone, I can smash you." So he goes over to punch him, but just as he does, Sandman turns into sand again and punches him. And so Wonder Man says, "Oh, what I got to do is I got to lure him over, let him think he's beating me up with his sand, lure him closer to where the fire hose was, and I will punch into the wall and rip out the water pipe from the wall and spray him with water." So that's what he does. And Sandman falls victim to water yet again. Sandman got one weakness, but it gets him every time.
Yep.
Every time.
That and vacuums.
So Wonder Man puts the control rods back to avert the meltdown, and but now Sandman's still glowing with radiation. So he says, "All right, I'll try and help you there." So he puts some control rods, he puts them right into Sandman's body. Who knows where they go in his body when he puts them in there? But,
Yeah.
and it sucks out of the radiation out of Sandman, and so Wonder Man saves the day. And here
Oh, isn't that special?
the research guy says, "Hey, and get a load of this. All that mega dose of radiation, it cured Sandman of his cancer."
Yeah. Turns out it worked. It's like, but since
But
Sandman was going crazy, like we can't never duplicate that process. So cancer will continue.
yeah, because he said like the radiation melted all the instruments and the machines, and like we don't know how to do it again. We can't read
Yeah.
whatever. So he's like, yeah,
Which is
well,
a weird way to do that. Like you could have just been like, well, it only worked on him because he's a sand guy. Like
only
you
it's
have to be like,
but it's no weirder than actually trying to cure cancer with radiation to begin with. That's kind of a
yeah,
bad idea. We do that
yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
So then Wonder Man, he's thinking to himself, he's like, yeah, great. Sandman stumbled across a cure for cancer, an end to pain for countless sufferers. What about the sufferers who are reading this book? Would that cure them? And he's like, but that chance has been lost because of the man's selfish fear of his own death. Could my own fear be that destructive? As it had a strong, if more subtle, an effect on my own life, my career? I don't know if the effect's that subtle because you're a big baby. Good Lord,
It
says
really
Wonder Man.
is.
Uh, so then he's he's like he remembers something. He's oh Cap, I need to borrow a Quinjet. I have a place to go. So he flies back to Courtco and he goes running in. He's like, oh, Cal, Mr. Oakley. He's trying to save Mr. Oakley, and Dulcie's like, hey, I already saved him. You know,
Yeah, been there
because
and done that. Took me like 5 minutes.
at least we had a hero here, and ain't you. And yeah, Oakley says, yeah, I got sucked in that dimension, and apparently those two sides are fighting. It was some sort of what they said they did their taxes wrong or what was wrong? He
Yeah, like
said
a
he had
trade war, like it's trade dispute because they don't actually understand math. So even though they don't speak English, and he was able to figure this all out by sign language, and was then able to teach them how to have an economy also, even though
because
they didn't
he
speak
had
the
a
same
calculator
language.
because he had a
Yep,
calculator with him. We
that's
saw
all it
earlier,
took was
so
one calculator.
he just told him how to spell boobs on the calculator, and
Yes.
and it brought peace to the land. So then Dulcie rescued him, and he's all happy. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about it, Wonder Man. You know,
Yeah,
you
I would
did
have
what
done
you
the
had."
same thing in your shoes. Like you had to save the city, but yeah, we do need somebody here full time. So you're gonna have to kick rocks.
Yeah, we can't hire you. You're totally undependable. So get out of here. Yeah, we don't want your kind around here. There's stupid trench coats and turtlenecks. We can't have that.
If you're gonna
So
wear a sweater, get a Cosby sweater.
he's like, but then Dulcie gives him a little kiss on the cheek on his way. Why?
Yeah,
This
I
guy.
don't think you're supposed to be kissing your employees. That's sexual
Well,
harassment right there.
he was fired already. So
It's
I
true.
guess. But like, why is she so friendly to like? I get. Was it ever explained like what he did? I guess was it on the news that somehow he saved all of New York City or wherever that was,
Uh,
or
Maybe they were using that machine to view this dimension instead of alternate dimensions.
because it's never fully explained. Like what he did was, yeah, for the greater good, he had to not save
Yeah.
Mister. But this was a terrible way to do this because it just makes him half a hero. You know, like a real hero would have
Yep.
done both. He would have saved Mister Oakley and stop Sandman. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Turns
then
out
he
the
walks
Mr. Oakley
off.
situation was very weak. So there really wasn't any need for him there.
So, but Dulcie says it was a quick 24 hours, Williams, but it was fun. Good luck. She kisses him and she says, hero. And he's walking out
Oh.
and he says, hero. Funny, for so many years, through so much emotional turmoil, I've looked for a place to belong. Maybe, just maybe, I've been there all the time. And he's flying off to his Quinjet and the sun sets. And that's the end. So he realizes
Off to the
he's
West Coast
finally
Avengers.
a hero. Wow, what a story. What a
Oh
story.
boy. This did not at all feel like a random assortment of mini adventures that didn't flow together.
This is awful. Just awful. Like of all the
Yeah.
things you could have with that other dimension, like the idea of all these little baby warriors, it's terrible. Like, I don't know. Make it
To
cool.
me, if you're gonna do like a Wonder Man story, you're gonna give him his own story. You should definitely involve like the Grim Reaper or something like that. Somebody, that's connected to him, somebody that has some personal stakes. Um, Instead they got this Sandman thing, which I think was an ongoing thing. Like, how I would be so mad if I'm reading Spider-Man trying to find out what happens to Sandman, and then they're like, you got to pick up the Wonder Man annual to find out how he cured his cancer. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not getting me to read Wonder Man. Uh,
I would feel
oh,
so
oh, so
tricked.
so the fact that Sandman had cancer that was brought up in Spider-Man, you think?
I think so. I looked online real quick and it looked like that was in a couple of issues.
Mm.
I think there was like a Hulk issue even too. So
Yeah, this is terrible. Like why even have him involved in some sort of dimensional thing with little baby Spartans and it's
yeah,
just
that
dumb.
went
It's just
nowhere. It
dumb.
was just it was goofy and I don't know.
And
It
you can't
wasn't
have
even
the
much of a threat.
and you can't have the hero back out of saving Mr. Oakley to go save some other. No, like he either has to do both or he can't
The
just do
whole
one. He has
yeah,
to
the
do
whole point
both.
of this one shot was to give him a job that wouldn't matter because he left immediately because he only lasted a day. So what was the point of this? What was the point?
Yeah,
That's ultimately the question is what
whether
are
he
we
starts
doing here?
working at this company or not, he's so the whole point of him being work at that company was just to have Dulcie call him a hero at the end so he can say a hero. Maybe I am a hero.
Yeah.
Like he could have none of that was necessary. The Avengers could have just called him in to save Sandman and he goes there
Yep.
and one of them could say, "You're a hero." Like
You
so,
saved the whole city. Like, oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I should be a hero.
Like this book would be so much better if he's coming back from that failed acting thing and like Sandman is tearing up New York City or whatever. And like
Hmm.
instead of a traffic jam, he sees Sandman ripping up the city and he's on a rampage and
Yeah.
he's turning everything radioactive because of the radiation in them and everything. And like, so they need him to like save the day. And like the whole issue is
You
just him
could
fighting Sandman. That'd be so much better.
yeah. You could have
Uh,
just done it could have been like 28 pages, like a tight
yes.
28. You don't need
Or an
40
even
pages
tighter 10
sometimes.
pages. Let's get out of
Yeah.
here quick. It's Wonderman. No one cares. Wonderman.
Exactly.
Is he the worst of the Avengers? Like when you think of the worst
Oh,
Avenger, Wonder Man's got to be up there because he's just so boring and
he's
dull, and I don't know. Just
probably on the Mount Rushmore. I don't know that he's as bad as like a Dr. Druid, but
Doctor Druid gets a lot of votes for worst Avenger.
yeah.
Because just to recap, Doctor Druid doesn't do any mysticism on his own. Like he can sense magic, but he does not perform magic. He's not a sorcerer.
That's terrible.
He can just sense magic. So,
Wow.
what a power! What a power!
That's really brutal.
Um, so yeah, maybe Star Fox, right? Arrows, the
Oh
guy
yeah,
who makes
Star
people
Fox is
horny.
pretty bad. Yep.
That's his power. He makes you horny. And
Yeah. Remember Death
uh
Cry? She was just kind of
oh
the same race as like
oh yeah, it
Lalandra.
was like her. Was that her sister or no?
No, that was Deathbird.
Oh, Deathbird is different from Death Cry.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Death Cry was like she was blue skinned and stuff like that.
Uh,
I don't think she lasted very long.
Jocasta, was she any good?
Yeah, Jocasta.
So yeah, but Wonder Man's right up there in terms of worst Avengers. He's right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, this book's terrible. I like Terry Gamble's art, but it's not enough. Like, yeah, it's just really good comic book art, but it's nothing like groundbreaking to
No, it's not
save
mind
this.
blowing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like on par with like John Byrne of this era, I would say.
yeah, yeah, which is really good, but it's not
Yeah,
like groundbreaking or like
sure.
enough to cover up for this terrible, terrible story.
Yes.
So,
It's a meandering story. Oh, I'm gonna go work
uh,
out. Now I'm gonna carry this cab. All right. When's something cool gonna happen?
I guess I like Terry Gamble, so I'll give it a two, but that
Hmm.
seems generous.
You know what? I'll give it a three because
Wow,
at
you're gonna
least
even more than me. All right.
yeah, it wasn't good, but it also it did fly by more than I would have expected for a 40 issue comic book.
With nothing
The
happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
40-page comic book. Yeah, like I don't know, at least David Michelinie at least can write in a way where it's like, all right, I'm not annoyed by this. So
I was annoyed by it. Yeah,
yeah.
I would give the story a zero. And like if it wasn't Kerry Gamble, like yeah, the only reason it hit in a two because I like Kerry Gamble. So this is awful. This is awful. So all right, there's your
All
Wonder Man
right.
one shot. Try to beat that, Jank.
Starting the new year off strong with that one. All right. Well, we're going to go back to what I do believe was the very first comic book I ever bought or
Wow.
owned in my life, or probably even read.
Wow.
Um,
Penthouse Comics, issue 6. Wow, I can't believe we're
that's
going to do
right.
that here on the show. But all right.
It's a book you have been, I think, avoiding for a long, long time, but it's
Oh
time
no.
that we
Oh
finally do
no.
it.
Oh no.
That's right. We're going over to Star Comics to read the Thundercats.
Thundercats. I know nothing about the Thundercats. I mean, I know it was a
Oh,
popular TV show when I was a kid, but I never watched one episode of it.
I
So,
loved it when I was a tiny, tiny child. So, yeah, we're gonna be
uh,
doing Thundercats number 8.
Thundercats number 8. Thundercats,
This is
ho! Right, it was like
from
Hacksaw Jim Duggan
yeah,
that they did. Oh, yeah.
Thunder, Thunder,
Thunder,
Thundercats.
Thundercats,
Ho!
ho! Um, but maybe because I do have a pitch in with a few studios right now for Thunder Monkeys, and I'm waiting to
Oh,
hear back on Thunder Monkeys. So maybe reading
Thunder
this will
Monkeys for life.
give me some idea on a
I
story I can do with Thunder Monkeys.
mean,
But
you love cats, so this should be
I
right
do
up your
love
alley.
cats. I do love cats. Yeah. So what year is this? It's got to be
This is
around 86.
1987.
Oh, 87. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So, who's the big guy in Thundercats?
Lion-O.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
There was a kid on my street who liked Thundercats. They're a little younger than me, and of course, we made fun of him for liking Thundercats. But this will be something.
Yep. You'll get
It's
to finally get your first taste.
of Thundercats. All right, be here next week on the big show. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until next week, don't get any jank on you.